want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. A Chicago judge declined to ease bond conditions and release Heather Mack, who was charged with conspiracy in the 2017 erasure of her socialite mother in Bali. The decision means that 27-year-old Mack will remain in custody without bond until her July trial in Chicago. Mack was arrested upon her return to Chicago in November of 2021 after serving more than 7 years in an Indonesian prison for her role in the erasure of her mother. Mack's wealthy mother, Sheila Van Wees Mack, was erased and stuffed into a suitcase before being left in a taxi on the island of Bali in 2014. Mack and her then boyfriend, Tommy Schaefer, were convicted in Indonesia, though United States prosecutors filed their own case, which accuses Mack of conspiring with Schaefer prior to their Bali trip. Defense attorney Michael Leonard stated that his client has behaved well while in custody and would not pose a flight risk, nor would she be a public threat. She should be released on bond. Leonard used Mack's loving relationship with her 7-year-old daughter, Stella, as evidence to bolster his argument. The child was born shortly after Mack and Schaefer were convicted in 2015. However, United States District Judge Matthew Kennelly refused to release Mack, stating that there are plenty of reasons to believe that she would pose a danger to others. Leonard also stated that he and his client were disappointed that Kennelly denied her bail, but understood that the judge's decision due to the serious nature of the allegations against Mack. Prior to her mother's death, Mack reportedly had a fraught and often violent relationship with her mother. According to the Associated Press, police responded many times to the family's home in Oak Park, Illinois. Von Weiss Mack's siblings spoke at the hearing, testifying that they feared for the safety of Mack and should be released. Debbie Curran, Von Weiss Mack's younger sister, whose own daughter is now raising Stella, called her niece a master manipulator. As Curran spoke, Mack wiped away tears. In 2017, Robert Bibbs was sentenced to 9 years in a United States prison for advising Mack and Schaefer about how to erase Von Weiss Mack, her mother. Their apparent motive was to inherit money from Mack's mother, who was the widow of jazz and classical composer James L. Mack. Schaefer currently remains in prison in Indonesia. He is serving an 18-year sentence. Mack was originally sentenced to 10 years but was released early for good behavior. In the United States, Mack pled not guilty to conspiracy to commit murder in a foreign country and obstruction to justice. She previously claimed that she had hidden in a bathroom when Schaefer bludgeoned Von Weiss Mack and took her life with a fruit bowl inside of a room at the Regis Hotel in Bali. Mack was 18 and pregnant at the time, but prosecutors state that she helped him cram the body into a suitcase and wheel it downstairs, where they held a cab and loaded it into the trunk. The pair ran away when the driver became suspicious, but was arrested shortly after at a nearby budget hotel and put on trial. Now, the most interesting thing is when I read about both the boyfriend and the girlfriend, right? Nothing in a sense came up about the motives as to why it is that the mother's life was taken. So then I happened upon this article and it basically stated it was due to inheritance. And you know, like I said, this is vastly ridiculous. Um, Somebody in the family, as which was stated in the article, said to the mother, was like, "Yo, you shouldn't, go on to this vacation. I'm worried about you. It doesn't seem, right. X, Y, Z." And the mother still decided to do it, knowing the fact that her and her daughter don't have a great relationship. She still decided to sit up and go on this vacation with her daughter by herself. I really feel as though if she would have went and family would have came, this incident would not have really been able to occur like this. Not saying that it still wouldn't have happened, but it wouldn't have happened in this manner because there would have been too many eyes. I feel like realistically, if she would have stayed home, she would still be alive. Or if more people would have came with her, she would have had somebody pretty much right there by her side the whole duration of vacation. They would not have really have had an opportunity to enact this type of plan. But they had a another individual that decided to help them, to tell them how it is that they should commit the erasure of her mother for this money, and that person is sitting in prison for 18 years. And like I said, it's a very sad story. Um, I'm not sure how it works out where you have people that ignore any red flags, that sixth sense, or the hair raising on the back of their neck. I'm not sure how it is that people are able to ignore and overlook a lot of these things. I guess it came down to the fact of a mother's love for their child. No matter how that child acts, the mother will still love that child. No matter what a child does or says, the mother will still have some type of love there. So I guess that's the only thing I can pretty much state as to why it is that she decided to overlook all of the red flags, knowing the fact again that their relationship was not the best of relationships at all. If ever in a time that I was not on good terms with somebody, I'm not going to sit up there and take a trip with that person or with those people. Why? Why am I going to do that? Especially if we're fighting, back and forth, and we fought before. Why would I sit up there and do that? That makes no sense. I'm literally putting myself in the line of danger. I'm not going to do that. Um, like I said, that's pretty sad. And all of this was just over some money. Just over some money. Like I said before, this is what happens when you have privileged kids, and all they can focus on is money, and that's all in a sense that they want. They don't want to try to work or try to build something up. They're like, oh, gimme, 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 gimme. Like, that's ridiculous. That is 100% ridiculous. um like I said, more than likely the lawyers are correct that are trying to keep her in prison, and more than likely correct that her main motive was, to get the money that was left to her mother by way of her father, and to basically get her mother directly off of the board so that she would be next in line to receive the money, because that's normally how it goes. It would normally go like, all right, if the husband passes, then it's going to go to the wife, usually, or the wife and the kids. And then after, the mother happens to pass, then everything is going to go to the child or the children that is there, and is going to be split, or is going to go directly to that one person. Like I said, money is something. And a lot of people don't understand that money has a way of changing a lot of people, um who have certain types of perceptions, um attitudes, ways of thinking. It will really start to change and corrupt, a lot of people. And this is why people, also state that money corrupts, power corrupts. And that's what took place. The greed was the main thing that corrupted her, and she had two people to help move her in that direction. And now she's trying to leverage her child, which she had in prison, as to say that, oh, I'm not violent, I'm not this, I'm not that. Just because you had a child and you took care of that child don't mean that you're not still the same person that erased your mother off the board for that money. And the main thing I try to tell people, the exact same thing that you are, chances are, if you have a child, your child will end up being the exact same way. So, in certain circumstances, when you look at the insect world and different things of that nature, when a mother gives birth to like little babies, the babies will stay with the mother for a bit, and then over time the babies will actually start to eat the mother, right? Doing the exact same cycle. And I feel like, very much potentially, if that child is left with Mac, the daughter, the little girl can end up just like the mother. The positive part is that there is family that is raising the little girl. So, very much hopefully the little girl will not grow up to take on any of the things that her mother is, so that that cycle can be exactly where it's going to be. I'm just hoping, also thinking about, I'm hoping that the people, the family taking care of the child, they're doing it for the right reasons. I'm hoping that they're not taking care of the child so that they can siphon off the money, because if you have somebody that's the guardian of the child, any money that's going to the child is going to go directly to that guardian. And you have a lot of adults that will do things just like that, only take care of a child just because of the money. And then once that money runs out, oh, you're no longer mine. I don't really care about you. You're out on your own, yada yada yada. So it's a I don't know, it's a 50-50 situation when it comes to this. It really is. But like I said, this is a very sad story. And hopefully later on in life, we will hear of a happy ending.